Okay. I'll wait for some people to get in here. I have signal now. I'm back in my house. Yes, I know you're hungry. While I'm waiting on people to get in here, I'm going to feed my dog. Good water for my dog. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm back at home right at the moment. I didn't have no net up there. It kept popping in and out. Oh, and I got crazy hair. Okay. All right, everyone. Uh, Here's my situation. I put them turkeys in them roasters, and the roaster that Pam brought me, kept throwing the strip, and the other one, they moved it around and it come unplugged. So when I went back to check on my turkeys about 2 hours later, see how they were doing, they were raw. They hadn't even started cooking. They were cold. Butter wasn't even melting. Needless to say, I'll have to go back up there around 11 o'clock my time. It's only 7:20. Just to finish cooking finish up those last 2 turkeys. But while we were gone, and I couldn't get any internet, I managed to get all the potatoes peeled and in the refrigerator on water, waiting on tomorrow to mash them. And I got the dressing all done, except for our dressing, the one I'm cooking on Thanksgiving Day itself. But only thing I got left to do is to make the cheesy noodles and the bread. And I'm waiting on the bread to rise and rise again. So about 11 o'clock tonight, I'll still be cooking. Oh, well. It is what it is. But in the meantime, so what do y'all think about my Cooking for Heroes? Anything you do differently? Give me some feedback here. I could sure use it. Like I said, I made cornbread dressing for the firefighters and the policemen and the sheriffs. However, I'm making my mom's recipe for bread dressing for my food. I happen to like my mom's dressing, so I'll be making it Thursday. I got all the breadcrumbs all chopped up and toasted, thanks to the help I had today. I appreciate the help. Without it, I don't think I'd have got done because Miss Pat, God love her, she kept all the dishes washed up. As I dirty them, she'd wash them up. Now that's help. That's real help. And she sat there and peeled all the potatoes. We just peeled them. We're going to have to put them back on. I got them on water right now. And tomorrow I'm going to have to chop them up and put them in a pan with the milk and the butter. And heat them up and get them nice and hot and whip them. And I had forgot my mix master, so that's okay. I'll do that tomorrow. Tonight, I'm waiting on the bread to still rise. And then once it rises up nice and big, I'm going to have to smack it down. And I'm going to go I'll fix some kind of rolls with them tomorrow. But they're fine for tonight. It needs to rise. It still ain't thawed yet good. It won't hurt it for that bread to rise overnight as long as it's covered. There's nothing in bread to spoil. It's just flour shortening, basically. Yeast. So it's fine. But I see I got 9 people watching, 3 likes right here, right now. Who all's in here? Chime in, guys. There is a chat, and it lets me know I'm not talking to thin air. Because I'll tell you what, I'm tired. Tired ain't the word for it. I thought I'd be done by now with what I had to get done today. The turkeys. Somebody kicked out the plug shut off, and I couldn't get my internet up, so I couldn't keep talking and cooking. But I'm home now in my easy chair. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you out there. My dog is asking me for something. What do you think she wants? Huh? You think maybe she's been in the house all day long by herself? Got a feeling she wants to go outside. Let me see if that's what it is. Baby, do you want to go outside? You need to go out. You need to go out, huh? Out? You want to go out? Okay, go out. She wanted out. So I put her out. She'll bark when it's time to come back in. She won't be out there long. She don't like the cold any more than I do. So what do you think I ought to do with it? Hi, Mona. Love you, sweetheart. Not on the computer much, but saw you were live. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm alive. I don't know. I feel about half dead right now. I've been on my feet way too long. Got everything kind of yickied up. I got to get me some of that turmeric. Yeah, them truck drivers over there at Cobweb Honor Base Camp told me about how turmeric has really helped their hips and joints. So the 4th of the month, I get me my new over-the-counter card, and I understand I can buy turmeric, and I'm hoping I can buy turmeric in a tablet form. Ray, have you ever taken turmeric? We were all talking today about the Supreme Court ruling. That's going to be wild. Can you imagine? I just don't know how it's going to work. But I'm sure our military's got it figured out. The Supreme Court has ordered them all removed from office. 388 congressmen and senators are going bye-bye for acts of treason. Your sister does? She knows about turmeric, Ray? Because I want to find me some, because I could use something right now. I have stood on my feet way too long. Because I don't normally feel pain, but I got myself in pain, which is unusual. But, yeah, I think maybe I stood up too long, okay? Anyway, Ray, I'm glad you're in here talking, okay? They say there's 7 people watching, but I got one talking besides 8 people. But I got one talking besides me. Okay? And I appreciate all the likes, guys. And I hope you enjoyed what I'm doing right now and cooking a Thanksgiving dinner. Now, I make turkey a little different than other people do, but I tasted that turkey. I got 2 of them that are done. Yeah, they already packaged up and in the refrigerator. Because I served this Thanksgiving dinner cold. There's no way I could do all of this in one small kitchen with one stove, two roasters, and one oven. Ah, there's baby. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Baby. Come on. There she comes. All right. Let me get the door. Gonna freeze me out of here. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get up here. There you go. You've been lonely all day. All day long, you've been lonely. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, poor baby. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. Hey, I'm talking to people on the internet. You want to look around and talk to them? Here, come here. Looky there. Right there. They're over here. See? See? Mama's up here. There she is. Look at yourself. She's so sweet. We are pretty much using holistic herbs. Screw the big pharma. No kidding. I mean, I normally I don't eat well. Fact. Uh, I do take my vitamins. I like the D3 and the zinc and sometimes. Sometimes I forget those too. I just don't like taking pills. But I'm hoping that turmeric makes me feel so much better that I don't mind taking them. So we'll see. Now I do like my teas and my coffee and my dark chocolate. But so tomorrow, well tonight, I gotta go up here at about 10:30. I gotta go up and take a cruise and check on my two turkeys that's still cooking. And I have no choice but to finish them out. I don't care how late it is to get them out of the roasters, cooled off enough to go at debone and to go in the refrigerator. I have a choice of matter. It's poultry. You gotta treat poultry right. I don't want nobody getting sick from my food because I don't know what I'd do with that with the sick law enforcement and firefighters. I gotta keep them well. So I'm hoping. I loves me some dark chocolate. It's kind of funny. At the convoy, I sent one of the guys over to get me 6 dark chocolate. I don't care just as long as it's dark chocolate candy bars. He thought I wanted 6 bags of dark chocolates. I got dark chocolate nougats and Hershey Special dark chocolate, a whole bag, a big bar, great big bar. And I got 2 bags of the dark chocolate mint candies and dark chocolate Rolos. I'd never had dark chocolate Rolos before, but they're pretty good. $40 worth of dark chocolate. But that's okay. I'm going to eat it eventually. I'll keep it in the freezer. I loves me dark. I don't like milk chocolate. So I like dark chocolate. It's better for you. I mean, I don't. If any chocolate's really good for you, but if you're gonna eat chocolate, eat dark chocolate. It has less sugar in it. You know. So yeah, I do loves me some dark chocolate. Now I got this bread up there. What do you think I'll do with it? Any ideas? Now I can make bread rolls. I could make loaves of bread, or I could make cinnamon rolls. Hmm. About anything you can do with yeast bread. Hmm. Thought about making me some fruit rolls. You know, rolling it up with some honey and some jellies, making little jelly rolls. I don't know. I ain't risen enough yet. And right now, I ain't got enough brain matter to figure out what I'll have to take from this house up to there to fix whatever I'm going to do with the bread. Of course, I do like me some just plain old loaves of bread. And I got these little bitty loaf pans that I could fix up and give a pan to each person. Each person have their own little loaf of bread. That's an idea. That would be easy. Kind of bread rolls I used to get when I was a kid. We just lived, our school was just down the road from Montgomery Ward's, and they had a bakery inside of Montgomery Ward's. And my girlfriend and I, we'd go buy us a stick of butter. And we'd go up to Montgomery Ward's because for 50 cents you could get one of these little loaves of hot, warm, fresh yeast bread. About noon every day, that's when we'd have lunch hour at school. And we'd go up there, and for lunch, we'd have a loaf of bread and a half stick of butter. Probably wasn't the best diet for growing teenagers, but sure was good. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now you're making me want to just fix bread. Well, could do that. Wouldn't be hard. When I go back up and this bread is risen, all I got to do is cut them long loaves in half and stick it in. I have to grease the pan, but stick it in the pans. But then it'll rise, and I'll have to put it in the oven and bake it. Or I could put it in the refrigerator and stop the rising part. I was hoping it would have been done hours ago, and I could have got it baked already, but it didn't. So, guys, I'm sitting down. I'm smoking me a cigarette all the way to the end. Right? I'd go take a break. I'd go out. I'd light my cigarette. I'd take 2 puffs off of it, and I'd get cold. So I'd butt it, go back inside for an hour. Anybody realize I've been in that kitchen since 8 o'clock this morning? It is 7 o'clock. So far I have spent 12 hours cooking. I had helpers, but when it comes down to actually getting it all put together and cooked, I got the dressing made. Didn't make my dressing yet, but I made the cornbread dressing with the extra uh, celery and onions and poultry seasoning and broth. I got those made. They's in the refrigerator. All they got to do is go in the oven. They're done. Same way with the candied yams. They're done. They just got to go in the oven. Uh, but I do have 2 shelves in that oven. It is a big oven. And I still have another brownie mix, but I'll have to do that cooking until Thursday. We aren't planning on having dinner till about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I'll have to put the other turkey on early Thursday to get the turkey done in time for dinner. Not really have to do it early. Okay, it takes about 4 hours to cook the turkey. So if I'm up there by 11 on Thanksgiving Day, I should be able to get everything done and even have an hour or so to rest before we sit down and eat. Anyway, y'all, there's 7 people in here. All right, everybody chime in with a hi so I know who's here. Won't hurt you. Come on in the chat. Give me a howdy. So I know who's watching my live. It would be nice to know who's out there. Ray's here. Yep, Ray. Thank you, Ray, for being brave enough to tell me you're in the room. Okay? All right. That's super cool. See, Ray says he's still here. Who else is here? Because I can see there's 7. There's 7 people watching right now. 8 people watching. Lacey, okay, she's here. How you doing, darling? I like the smiley face. All right. So I got. All right, Brenda. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, okay. No, I got 1, 2, 3 chimed in. I got Ray. He's chimed in a couple times. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times Ray's been here. Okay, Lacey C. How did your Fruit Loop Krispies turn out? I haven't made them yet. Didn't get to it. I'm gonna try doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to do the finish the potatoes up. They're all peeled and in water, so they're not gonna turn brown or nothing. Hello. Yeah, I didn't get the others done. I didn't get my cheesy noodles done. And I didn't get my bread, not my cornbread, but I didn't get my bread dressing done. And still got one more thing of brownies to do. I didn't get my bread done. And I still got 2 turkeys cooking. So I got a little bit to do tomorrow. I got to put a lot of stuff in the oven tomorrow. But that's just going up and putting it in. So, hi, Brenda. You watch me all day cooking. Yes, I'm cooking. But, I like cooking. I enjoy it. I don't cook like other folks cook. I don't have no measuring cups. And I don't, yeah, I measured the oil for the brownies. Otherwise, they slippery, okay? As we age, it just takes us a little more time. Yeah, but I'm cooking for 400 people all by myself, really. So it takes all day to cook Thanksgiving dinner anyway. You figure you got get the turkey on, take 4 hours to cook the turkey. Well, you can't really make the dressing until the turkey's through cooking because you need the broth from the turkey that you cook to make the dressing taste good. Okay. And then potatoes. I'm telling you what, fixing 20 pounds of mashed potatoes takes an effort. Okay. Now, I ain't got one of them commercial mixers. I got a hand mixer to make them potatoes nice and whippy and goody. Taste really good. You gotta whoop them. Okay. Lacey, I've sat here many, many times and looked at my bed thinking, I got to change them sheets today. I usually get it done just about the time I climb in. I don't get much done during the day anymore. I do a lot of brain work. We've been talking about that Supreme Court ruling today. And I got folks to start paying a little bit of attention to it because I actually read it to them. And they understand that the Supreme Court has ordered. Yes, Brenda. You figure I got the whole sheriff's department, 2 police departments, and a whole slew of firefighters I'm a feeding. Yeah, well, see, my mattress, Lacey, my bed's over here. It's got 3 walls, not just one. I got 3 walls to work with to make my bed. Most of the time, I just throw the covers on it and climb under the covers and call it good. There's just me here. I'm the only one going to be sleeping in it. Well, me and the dog. You know, you always got to sleep with the dog when you're by yourself. Yeah, I couldn't keep her out of my bed if I tried. Of course, she's been in my bed since she come home with me as a pup. But yeah, Brenda, 400 people. Uh, that's a lot of people to cook for. It seems like that many because I don't know yet. I think there's like 50 people at the Hollister Police Department, and there's probably another 50 over at Branson, so it may not be 400. But there's about 100 volunteer firefighters. That's 200 people, and uh, I don't know how many's over at the sheriff's department yet. Oh my goodness, Lacey, what makes you so sick? Ew. You need to figure out how to get healthy. But I understand. I ain't the spring chicken I used to be. Mm. I mean, I have a lot of energy. I got enough energy to run my mouth. Sometimes that's all the energy I have, period. Okay, so, but I promised my heroes that I would feed them every year. And I've kept that promise now. This will be my third year keeping that promise that they'll have a good Thanksgiving dinner on the community. Now, I'm not doing the melting of the butter and the stirring and the seasoning it up and fixing it. But in the truth of the matter, this stuff was donated. Most of this food was donated by somebody, or somebody sent me money to buy the food on some occasions. It's donated by the community. It's a community effort. It's just that I got the kitchen facility here, and I got the time. I'm not working, so I have the time, and I think it's the least I can do is give back something to my community when the community does all the donating of the food. Yeah, and that's, you know, I mean, they donated that dressing mix. They donated them loaves of bread. They donated them green beans, and they donated them turkeys. Now, yeah, I had to fork over a little money to get things like poultry seasoning, sage, brown sugar, some marshmallows. Uh, but in general, the local businesses in the area help pay for the cost of the food. And believe me, that's a lot this year. It's hard to believe the cost of a bag of macaroni and cheese, $2.65. Uncooked macaroni and cheese. Just a macaroni. That's not the cheese, it's just macaroni. It's ridiculous. I was so happy. Yeah. 7 days after Trump took office, yeah, 2016, yeah, my milk went from almost $5 a gallon. It's back up there again to $1.87. Oh my goodness, was I happy! And I love cheese. I like that Sargento real cheese. And my goodness, it was under $2 a pound for that cheese, and now it's back up there. I couldn't afford to buy a bag of it if I wanted to. Now, I'm hoping that this here government overthrow thing that the Supreme Court is doing, I hope it works. I was looking at the list of folks on there today, 388 of them. Yeah, they have to be immediately removed from office. What in the world is the government going to do when you take 388 congressmen and senators and toss them to the curb? How does government continue? Well, only way I figure is it's going to be able to continue is by having a military takeover until they can set up a new election. But then I'm wondering how that works constitutionally, because you replace 1/3 of the Senate every 3 years, every 2 years. Every 2 years, you replace 1/3 of the Senate, and you replace half of the House every 2 years. So when they put them all in uh, here shortly, they removed 388 of them, and we got to elect 388 more. I ain't quite sure how this is going to work. I know. Up to 100 John and Jane Does, from 1 to 100 more. I think those are probably our MSNBC people. Those are the behind the scenes people that's got elect. I think they got every elected official on there that that should be. I was a little surprised, to see certain people on there like Grassley and Tom Cotton, Roy Blood, uh, Paul Ryan. There's some listed on there that I didn't expect to see on there. But it's all about them not investigating the 2020 election. And they didn't. They said it was the securest election ever. I mean, it's the only way to fix it. It's called Donald Trump keeping his promises. He kept every promise except the one, and that was to drain the swamp. Okay. Hi, Tennessee. It was a real pleasure meeting you two. It really was. I can't wait till next year when we all gather out on the Black Oak Mountain, have us a fire. Hey, I'm trying to get Jen. This Jen, she lives on the reservation area over there in Oklahoma. And I'm trying to get her to work on getting us a powwow for one night. Oh, yeah, I know. 3 counties in Tennessee. We started a impeach Biden movement. Well, I think the Supreme Court done did that. He has to be removed from office, and I believe he's going to be tried for treason. And the Supreme Court said right in there, treason and failure to keep your oath. They talked about death. No kidding. I believe that's the only punishment when you're found guilty for treason. Okay? Yeah, the swamp was deep. But I'm understanding that we're not the only country that's doing this military takeover. Okay? I am under the understanding that Canada, Australia, Brazil, and US are all doing it together. Military takeover of governments to get rid of the deep state. Man, it's going to be good. Now, I hope y'all prepared, though, because I understand that a real takeover was going to require about a 2-week shutdown. Okay, everything will have to shut down and then restart and reset. If you got any money in the bank, significant money in the bank, go buy you some silver or some gold with it. Get it out of there, because with the government goes the Federal Reserve Bank too. Okay, it's illegal. The Federal Reserve bought the United States and made the United States a corporation and not a country. So when the government, when the military takes it over, we go back to being a constitutional republic, and all them laws and acts and bills that got passed after we became a corporation will be null and void. The alphabet soup will be gone. The Department of Education, federally, the Department of Education will be bye-bye. The federal FBI will be bye-bye. The CIA will be bye-bye. Yeah. 800,000 people who get paid by taxpayers' money is going to lose their job. They're going to have to go out here and find one. Okay? Branson's got lots of jobs. Lots of maid work here. Yeah. Kathy Hochul has to go. Of course. They're in the list. Guys, you can go to Supreme Court docket 22-380 and read it for yourself. Know what the conclusion of the Supreme Court was, what the action the Supreme Court demanded take place. It's all in there. Read it slowly. Absorb it. Okay? And then send a thank you note to Bruner, the congressman out of Utah that pushed this through all the way to the Supreme Court. God bless that person. He did what others didn't have the guts to do. And he did it not only for himself, but me and you too. He put it right in the findings for every citizen. I don't know, but I do know that the Supreme Court made a decision and put out some orders, because it says so right in the papers. All you got to do is read it. And the list of respondents that have to immediately be removed from office according to them papers. Yes, it will be. We've been needing this for a long dang time. Decades. I mean, this is taking a long time. And we all wanted it to happen a lot faster than it's happening. But when I looked at the list of names that had to be listed on this and had to have irrefutable proof that that they had not upheld their oath and that they had indeed committed treason, all that had to be evidential. Well, it's all right there. And it took a lot of work. And I know it took work to figure out how they're going to do this. You know, up and running a country as big and as rich and as powerful as our country, it's not an easy feat. What's going to get lost in the wayside? What's going to go wrong? But don't be afeared of it. It's the best thing that's happened to our country in decades. We're going to get rid of the swamp. We're getting rid of the treasonous traitors and those who did not uphold their oath. You know, I took an oath. And like I was telling my neighbor here just a little while ago, I says, I'll tell you what, that ain't nothing more important than that piece of paper to me. I took an oath to give everything I own, up to and including my life, to protect that piece of paper and the words written on it. And I ain't never been released from my oath. If I've got to do what I have to do to protect it, at all costs. And I know there's others out there that feel the same way I feel about that oath. And, and we'll see. If I got to shut down for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, yeah, you had no problem finding the evidence on that. uh, uh, and you're a weak tech. Yeah. Uh, it was pretty obvious. And it was obvious they're doing it again. If you go to Monkey Works, he'll tell you about this plane that was flying over Maricopa County, just making circles above it, and how this particular plane has the capability that the minute you go on your phone, you think you're connected to a ground tower, but you're not. You're connected to that plane. Not only can it take information up, but it can put information down. Monkey Works told us all about that the other night. Oh, you love Monkey Works too. I do too. And it's WRAK. It's not work. It's Works. I think Works. WORK. Work. Yeah. Monkey Work. Anyway, he's the one that told me about all them military transport planes. There was like 60 of them in the air yesterday, transporting military all over this country. Not to foreign countries, inside America. Yeah. I got a feeling it's going to move pretty quickly. I know you said, it's already moved too slow. And I think this, the fact that they immediately gave Donald J. Trump a TFR on November the 1st, after the Supreme Court hearing and decision, they gave Donald Trump a TFR, which tells me that the military has now recognized him as the legitimate commander-in-chief. Just saying. Obama ain't got no TFR. Bush has, but Obama don't got one. But Donald J. Trump has a TFR right now. Yeah. Being recreated. I don't know what mean, Katie. I'm sorry. I don't understand the meaning of that word as you wrote it. So you might want to explain better. Yeah, it's going to take time to do that, but you got to clean house first. 388 respondents listed on the paperwork from the Supreme Court. Get them gone. Okay? There ain't going to be no DOJ. That's part of that alphabet deep state stuff. When the military takes over, there ain't going to be no DOJ. There ain't going to be no Board of Education as far as federal. Okay? Those things aren't going to exist. That CIA, that ain't going to exist. That FBI, it ain't going to exist. That DNR and that EPA, all them alphabet uh, 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 branches or cabinets, they ain't going to exist. The government, federal government doesn't want to deal with those things, especially the military government. They don't want to deal with them. No, they're going to send all that stuff back to the state. Now, if the state wants to adopt its own FBI, the state FBI and the state CIA, that's a different story. I know, J. Paul. 380 was up to, I think that's them television people's part of them 100, possible 100, John and Jane Doe's, because they were complicit to the treason. They stood there on them TVs every day and lied to us. I don't like to be lied to. And you're right. It needs to go back to the states where it belongs. The kids up there in New York City in the concrete jungle, they might not need to know how to calculate an acre of corn. Okay? But you might need to know how to calculate the Wall Street, the stock market. But down here in these here hills, how many bales of hay you gonna get to your acreage? How many animals you gonna be able to feed off of it? Okay, they don't always need the same education as real folks do, and I think education should be right here in the community. Now, I like the fact that my school's right here in Brinson and Reed Springs and Hollister. I already done checked it up. They still say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. Okay? They do not teach critical race theory. They have separate bathrooms for boys and girls. And boys don't play on girls' sports. Because I don't know. I know some girls that tried to play on boys' sports. Okay? It's pretty good. Things like baseball. But weightlifting, honey, there ain't no girl going to out weightlift a guy. Their body ain't built that way. A lot of people, heck, they ain't going to survive the 2 weeks that we're going to have to lock down for the military to move in and do their job. They're going to be upset. They're going to be possible riots. But don't mess with the military, man. You know, military's got the active denial system that should be deployed across the border right now. You take a chance and you Google active denial system. Our military has it. Works well. You know, I don't know how to help people survive. I got all of my community. Okay. I live in this RV park. Everybody in this RV park has got 4 Patriot foods. They have stocked up. I got one friend that's going tomorrow to take her savings out of the bank and go buy her some gold. Right? May not be able to buy much, but she's going to buy herself some gold. Because I just don't think them dollar bills are going to be worth much after the military takes over. Now, I ain't got much to lose. Right? But you know what? If they really do go back to being a republic, constitutional republic, and they do file bankruptcy on the American corporation, you know, all them credit card bills can just go away. Just not be. And that federal income tax that they saying you owe, it could just go away. And them IRS agents that they supposedly going to pay and hire and all that, they just going to be out of the job. Imagine the United States without the Federal Reserve Bank. Think about that. All them phony bills we carry around our pockets that say debt promissory note on them, you know, what if that just went away and we just started over again? Might be hard for a lot of folks. Okay? Like that one person that won that $2 billion lotto thing, Powerball thing. Did he get all that money and then find out that the federal government is broke and there's bankruptcy on the IRS and the Federal Reserve Bank, and his little paper bills ain't worth nothing? Think about all the things that was created following the sale of the United States to the Federal Reserve. It was all illegal. And if it's all illegal and we want to go back to a legal system, then, and you're right, you're absolutely right, J. Pole, the barter system. This country ran on the barter system for many, many years. Okay? I have a cow and you need milk, and you got chickens and I need eggs. We scratched each other's backs. You're right. I heard her. I still like the sound of a Donald J. Trump MGT ticket, MTG ticket. Okay? G Day, yeah. D J T M T G ticket. I think that woman's got enough spunk and enough guts, and grit to make one heck of a vice president. And in 2028, I'd like to see her run for president. She could be a good one. Yes, yes, yes. But I don't know. I have no idea what general's going to sit in the White House when this all comes down for a while. I don't believe it'll be General Miley. I think he's probably one of those 100 that wasn't named in the indictment. But it's going to be a fun ride, you all. We're going to love it. And next year, when the Convoy of Honor takes its stroll, it's going to have a reason to shout. Yep. Yes, it is, Vicky. It's going to have a reason to shout. We're going to take our country back. We're going to drain the swamp. We did build the world's largest courthouse at Gitmo. And I spoke with a young man that was very proud of the fact that he got to hang the 6 new ropes at the gallows. Because there's only one punishment for treason. One. And I was surprised the Supreme Court put that in their ruling. Death, or no less than 5 years imprisonment with no less than a $10,000 fine. Okay? Now, that's not the kind of thing you'd give a Pelosi or a Schiff or a Schumer, but you might give it to one of these MSNBC reporters that was just saying what they were told to say. Doesn't matter. Still treason. Yeah. Yeah, the government doesn't like the barter system because if the barter system, they can't take no taxes out of it. You can't charge me a tax because I gave somebody some eggs and they gave me some milk. Okay? I know. I hope you all are doing great. And there's 12 people in here, and I got 18 likes, and I am so happy that I got to share my evening with you. But it's 8:12, And if I don't get myself a little foot up time, prone time, I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow. And I still have to get back up to the clubhouse tonight and deal with 2 cooked turkeys. So it's probably going to be 1 or 2 o'clock before my butt gets back here to put some put up time. So I'm going to back on out of here. Tell you all I love you dearly. And I hope I got internet tomorrow so I can show you the final fixings. And then on Tuesday, we some of it we deliver, some of it the departments come here to my clubhouse and pick it up. Like the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department's about 25 miles away, maybe 30, and they're spending my gas anyway. So they might as well come on over here on my dime, taxpayer money for that gas, and pick up this dinner I prepared. I don't believe that I have to drive it all the way to Forsyth, Missouri. They can come get it. It has been a blessing, Lacey, Ray, Tennessee, Vicky, all of you, J. Pole. Thank you very much for being here with me this evening, dealing with my ranting and raving and my cooking. And I hope to see you tomorrow. So good night, loves. Bless you, and hugs and sweet dreams, and may there be angels on your bumper, okay? And angels on your pillow when you sleep. Love you. Bye-bye.